What's good with it in the hood with it? You already know what it is. This is Gunners Collective. I gave you the ba-da-ba-ba-ba this morning, and now I'm going to give you the cherry on top. What do you do with cherries? I pop them. I don't know about you, but check it out. I ain't never popped no cherry. I mean, hey, Sasuke, it's hard to find one of those nowadays. Sasuke, they just don't make them like they used to, right? But trip out on this. And in a noodle style in direct fashion, I wanted to tell you guys a bedtime story about esa vortex. Orale vortex, not the vortex, although the pussy was sometimes swirling, right? The vortex, right? Vortexes. This was a name that me and the homeboys gave this chick because she was just 4 Texas away from getting right. Can't get right. 4 Texas later, she got all the way right. So when I got out of YA, you know, I got with my first baby mama and I was cupcaking, right? I was sat down on the sidelines. I was sidelined for reals. I was riding the bench, man. I was all involved, right? And was really missing out on a lot of things that I didn't partake in being young, being in YA the whole stretch. You know, I wasn't going out, partying, kicking it, chilling with the homies, chilling with bitches. I wasn't doing all that, knocking tortas left and right. You know, I was there trying to duck and dodge and bob and weave, you know, from people trying to snake on me and from catching battery packs and stabbings. These were the things that I was going through. While people were playing Nintendo, Sasuke, I was playing for real though. And that's just how that was. But that's, you know, I don't blame anyone else but myself for the situations and the position I put myself in. But that's neither here nor there. God, fuck you again. That's neither here nor there, but what it is real talk. So when I got out at 18 years old, I had big aspirations and dreams to live that torta life, right? I was definitely going to go out there and see what was going on in the Pacific, to be specific. But at the end of the day, it didn't work out that way. I met a chick, Sasuke, I got all hooked, cupcaked, had a baby, bang, boop, 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 worked at Jack in the Box, all that, right? Yeah, see, I'm not going to high side and sit here like I didn't have a job at a fast food restaurant. I did that, right? I did whatever was necessary to bring home the bread, like Jesus said, and to break it, right? And I had to do what I had to do. But that didn't quite work out for me either. So okay, I got caught stealing Philly cheesesteaks. You guys don't remember when they had those? Bomb. Anyways, so I was doing my thug thizzle, went through my relationship thing, and then started to go out a little bit. And I remember the first day that the homeboys pulled up to the club, and this is how I met Vortex, right? I was chilling at my tia's. I had just got out of jail. I thought it wasn't a violation. I think I just went to the county, got caught up with the homies. Oh, it was for being with active gang members, man. See, in Merced, we were validated gang members, man. We had this little card that we used to have way back in the days. Motherfucking youngsters don't remember that, right? But it was a gang card that you had to have on your possession. I got caught up with a few homeboys from the Vadu, from the hood. And we all got caught up. I think we did a few days, and then they kicked us on out, OR'd us. But anyways, so I remember I go to my tia's, and this was where I would always stay in Merced because my abuelita had bounced. Everybody had bounced. So all I had was this last tia, and I was holding on like in Vogue, right? And I would always be at her pad. But when I went to her pad, I liked being there because not only was the food good, but she had the right mentality. My Theo also had the right mentality. They wanted me to work, to do good. They used to always tell me, Mijo, just do good. So that's scary. Are you sick of doing bad? I used to be like, well, see the way my situation works, I like to do a little bad and a little bit of good, but a lot more bad, right? But, you know, it was what it was. That's where I was living. And I remember my homeboys used to party across the street, like right catty corner to the pad. And so they see me peeking my head out the door. I used to go out there and smoke frajos on the front porch. And they were like, hey, Kylie, come here, homie. Hey, homie, this is the real stuff. And I was like, oh, hell no, I ain't trying to go over there. Because I see them up all night in the garage, probably off that pookie. And then the other homeboys right there, they're running and gunning, right? Probably doing things that they're not supposed to do. I just didn't want to get caught up. I was willing and able to get activated if I had to, but I wasn't trying to go back to jail. Not yet, at least. You know what I mean? And not for nothing as frivolous as possession. So anyways, I see the homeboys kicking it, drinking pisto, and doing their thing. And I see Highness, so I ain't gonna lie. I'm a man, right? My shit was on this big. I was like, oh, hell no, right? I see some of them bitches pull up. I was like, oh, man, I'm trying to kick it over there with the homies. But at the same time, I was fighting my inner demons. Do I go over there and probably get caught up because you know the whole house full with drogas? Or do I just kick it here at my tia's house with the Jehovah's Witnesses and hand out watchtowers, right? I didn't know what to do. I was conflicted. Well, anyways, the homeboys made me less conflicted as they knocked on the door. Skins! I said, what's happening, right? From the gins. They said, hey, are you going to come out, eh? You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm coming out, right? And I came out like Santana, only they didn't book me. Hands got shook, G. And then, you know, the homeboys were like, hey, let's go to Maloney's. It was this little club that was popping downtown Merced right off Main Street. And it got to really popping, you know what I mean? I caught a case out that motherfucking joint. But anyways, I'm like, all right, cool. Let's go, right? The homie's like, hey, serio, man, let's go. There's hella chicks, hella tortas. You know, I know you like them bigger. You know what I mean? Top heavy and all that. You know what I mean? They got the bubba, the bubba, the bubba, the bubba, the, you know what I mean? The hanga, hanga. All right, cool. So I remember pulling up to this club the first time, and it's not necessarily a club, kind of like a bar slash club slash fucking whatever the fuck it is, right? But we pulled up, and there were several chicks. So as I'm getting patted down, you know what I mean? I got my motherfucking shit damn near hoop, right? I got it cupped right under the scrotum sack, right? So they can't catch me. As I'm getting patted down, I come up in that motherfucker like, all right. Now, I wasn't a big drinker at the time. Yep. Regardless of what people may think or what they've seen me do on live, salmon, a little beer here and a little beer there, right? I used to let beers get hot. I was the type of homeboy that you give him a Corona and I'll still have it at the end of the night, still sipping, right? Still sipping on fofos, tipping on ho-hos, right? And I'm still doing that. So I wasn't a big drinker, but I remember one of the homeboys come out on, he got a whole pitcher of beer. He was a drinker, right? And he hands me the pitcher and he gets on the dance floor with some chick. He's like, here, hold this, bro. Well, I guess the lighting, the glamour look, or the way I was fucking just posted up like a thumbtack, right? With this pitcher of beer, got this chick inquisitive about who I was. This was Vortex, right? So she comes up to me, and I ain't gonna lie, man, she had an exotic look to her. She had a different type of look than I had seen from the other chicks in Merced. So I was that one look, the look like she hasn't been fucked by everybody yet. So I said, what's happening? She said, damn, you drink like that? So I started to front. Oh yeah, I'm good, man. It ain't that Bud Light though, right? So she says, all right, that's what's up. Let's drink, let's take a shot. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm a front, I act like I'm a big drinker. So I take a couple shots with her and her homegirl, and I start to feel a buzz. Well, one of my homeboys, Noño, comes, right? And he had just got out of Pinta, and he comes in, he walks in. I see him, I'm like, what's up, homie? This is one of my homeboys, my era, my boy, right? So I see him, I'm like, what's good with it in the hood with it? Now this chick, Vortex, she had a homegirl with her, right? And so the homeboy's already staring at her homegirl, she's staring at him, I'm staring at her, and everyone's staring at each other like, oh yeah, you already know what time it is. So anyways, we pulled off with this chick, right? We end up leaving the homeboys. Here's your fucking pitcher of beer, right? I'm out of here, right? Thank you, gracias. Knock at the door mañana. If I'm there, I might be cupcaking with the torta. So we go to her pad. We pull up to her pad, and it's lovely. It's all love. Another homeboy pulls up from a different barrio. And it's just kicking it spot, right? We'll come to find out this chick is from Sanjo, right? She's from San Jose, and she had just moved to Merced. She was kind of a square bear. Now, you already know about square bears. You know what I mean? They give the best mamones. So she's a square bear. She's been around the block, but she's acting like she isn't from the streets or for the streets. And I beg to differ, but we're going to see how it goes, right? Anyway, so we kick it that night. It's all good, but it's nothing like memorable. It's not like the best fuck. You know what I mean? Probably the best pussy I ever had to this day. The first chick I ever boned. But after, you know what I mean? It's just not all that. It is what it was. Like I said, nothing to fucking throw a fucking quarter in the wishing wheel and wish back. So I'm good, right? I ain't the wish master. So I bounce. Me and the homeboy bounce. He done boned that tirada, the other one, all around the whole fucking, I was going to say the whole cell. Crazy shit, right? Around the whole room. He did his thing. Now, we're kicking back, man. And it's about 2 weeks later, and I moved in with the homeboy. We had a fucking bachelor pad. Dope ass spot. Always throwing parties. Everyone coming over there. Well, from what I heard from one of my homegirls, she was like, hey, did you fuck with this chick from Sanjo? And I said, yeah, why, what happened? She told you how. She told you I put it on it. And I was swinging, you know what I mean? I was New Jack swinging, you know what I mean? New Jack, right? I was doing my thing. For the love of money, people will kill their own brother. I was getting my New Jack swing on. And she was like, yeah, I already know. The other homegirl told me. But at the same time, she's been trying to get a hold of you. I said, nah. Oh, hold on now. The wind's blowing. See, the way my game works is that's one and done. You know what I mean? Sit her ass on the sidelines. I'm going to proceed to the next slide. There's a whole lot of mo. A whole lot of mo out there. And I'm about to get it. Give it all I got. Give it all I got, right? So anyway, somewhere along the line, this chick gets my phone number. And she hits me up and she's like, hey, what's up? Let's kick it. What's good with it? The hood with it? And I ain't gonna lie, man. It was a little bit of a drought season. So I said, fuck it, man. Come through. We're gonna have a party tonight. Oh, she came through all right. She came through stunning. It was something about that gleam in her eye on that particular night that had me hooked. I ain't gonna lie, gente. It also had me shook. I was like, damn, she's looking good. All the homeboys was like, damn, bro, I was kicking. I win one time. I said, let me proceed to win. And after I'm done winning, then you can come in, you know what I mean, and clean it up overtime, right? So anyways, we hooked up that night. I ended up back at her pad, and I stood there for about 3 days. And I boned her till the lights went up and down. Sun was setting, and aliens came out, and it was just all crazy, right? Anyway, so I'm starting to get tired of her, but I don't want anyone else to have her. Call me a hater. Call me what you want. It was one of them situations where I got her. She's from out of town. Everyone's kind of looking at her because she's fine when she dresses up. She has big old nipples. She put tassels. They'd have been doing this, right? I mean, they were bomb. So I start to get the rundown about her. She moved from San Jose. She had a baby daddy out there, man. She had a few kids. And she had her thing going on. She had a big ass pad. I remember she was a spoiled brat. Her dad used to look out for her, pay her rent and shit. So I was like, damn, a little 5-bedroom spot. You know, I'm in like Flynn, right? You know, I'm doing illegal like Bugsy Siegel. Get swooped up by Homo Cameron in the Regal, right? Bullet holes. Real talk. So I move in with the chick. Shit, I was in quick. 1 week later, and I was in it again. And next thing you know, this is my chick. Now, when I say, wait up, my back itches. It always does when I'm telling real stories. So now I'm living with the chick. Everybody in town knows we're together. I mean, we become one of the it couples, like Beyonce and Jay-Z, only I ain't got big lips and she has more ass, right? So we become like Will and Jada, only fucking, we're not in an entanglement or an arrangement. We're really together, supposedly. And I was more out there and doing my thing with the homies than she was into. She wanted more of the relationship. She wanted a kickback. You know, at first it was like, oh yeah, look at my man. Yeah, he's known this, and that. You know, she was fronting and flossing. And then after it came to the point where later on down the line, I was like, man, look at my chick, eh? You know what I mean? Oh, how roles switched and times changed. But we were together. And the relationship was up and down, just like any relationship. But at that time, man, at that particular time, I was super active. I was super into the politics, and I was super into my homeboys gangbanging and the barrio. You know, hood first, bitches later. You know what I mean? Hey, hundreds and fifties or big old titties. You know what I mean? I got to get my paper. Spencer Holmes. You know, I can suck on those later on when I get home. If I get home. And that's just what that was. So anyways, this is how Vortex comes into play. We used to go kick it at a homegirl's house. Now, this homegirl's house was the spiggity. It was the spot. Everything went down there. Every chick went down there. I don't know if everybody went down there, but that was totally up to him. I know I did. Right? I was in the mix. But there was always a gang of bitches. See, the whole thing was we'd all go hit the clubs. Some groups of homeboys hitting different spots. And we'd always bring the baddest ones back, right? So we had a gaggle of them motherfuckers, right? So it was always good. You always had your choice, or you let the host choose up. Either way, man, it was fun times and it was great times. This was 2000s, right? So, or was it the 2000s? Yeah, it was the 2000s. So it was just a fun atmosphere, fun environment. Everybody was Fizz Nation. You know, Mac Dre had passed and everybody was at it again. Everybody was talking about, you know what I mean, doing the bird and shit. You know what I mean? Fizz face. Those open, man. Didn't even have no doors or a car to open doors, but doors were open, man. I used to mob her Mustang. She used to get mad too. That chick worked at like a telephone place, and I used to be late and shit. She'd be sitting there at 5 o'clock. Hey, are you gonna come pick me up? Like baby boy, right? Bitch, I'll be there right now. And I'll pull her like 6 homeboys, squeeze in, sit on the homeboy's lap. Hey, fool, right? And we just mob. Anyways, we got to partying at this spot, and me and her would always show up. When we were in a good place, we would go. Now, I'd go every night regardless. I was a party animal. Call me Tigre del Norte, right? I was getting my tigre on. I was there every night because I didn't want to miss anything. Hey, if there was any scandal, if there was anything to handle, it was all going to pop off right there at that spot, and we were going to make shit happen, right? There's been so many things that happened because of that spot or at that spot. I can't even speak on it, and I won't. Let's just say it was a great atmosphere and a great spot at that time. The homeboys really held it down. That was a dead-end thing, fast and furiously. Now, where she got the name Vortex was, I like to dibble and dabble, right? Into other panochas. So there was definitely chicks that was feeling me and I was feeling them, and the time was right. But my chick would be there and I had to get rid of her. You ever been in that situation where you had to get rid of her? Well, let me keep it real with you. There was 2 particular times there was a bad bitch in the club, right? Had come through. She was feeling your boy. To what degree of feeling me? I was in the building and she's feeling myself, right? Real life. And I definitely wanted to get with her program, but I had fucking right there on the couch, all fucking drunk, right? She was bad, but at the same time, says, I'll get you, my pretty. She was on her fucking wicked witch shit sometimes. Man, believe me, her attitude did not match her looks. So if they did, I'd be a married man right now, chilling like a villain. Anyways, we're chilling. And this particular night, man, this one chick was trying to get at me. So I wanted to get rid of this chick, right? So I got up the homegirl, it was her pad. I was like, hey, you know, make something up. Tell her she got to go, man. I don't give a fuck. Call her and say fucking her house is on fire. I don't care what you got to do. Just get rid of her. So the homegirl moves on her, man, fucking makes a play. anything. She was like, let's go home. We got to go home. There's an emergency. And I'm like, oh yeah, I ain't trying to go home. She was like, what do you mean you're not trying to go home? You're trying to kick it here with all these bitches? And I was like, hell nah. Because really I only wanted to kick it with one. So if you really break it down and think about it, I wasn't lying, right? Because I didn't want to kick it with all of them, just that one. So anyway, she bounces on me. Bam, I kick it. I ain't gonna lie, man. You know what I mean? It was fun. It was great. It was relaxing, right? So I got my little massagization on and my little domalization on, and I was happy, right? 1 week passed and I was in it again, right? Anyways, I'm laying there on the couch and the party's dissipating. Everybody's starting to jam. Everybody's going their own way. And I'm posted up and the homegirl's like, oh, so what you gonna do, fool, right? You could already tell she wants to go in the room with her old man. Her old man's mad because I'm still there, the only last homeboy on the couch, like a fucking baboso that I was, instead of just going home, right? And this is how the chick got the name Vortex. I said, I bet you, I told the homegirl, I could text this chick 4 times and she'll come get me. She goes, oh, no, fool. She was pissed when she left because you stood. I said, watch out. So here's the first text. What are you doing? I hate you. It's over. I packed your clothes. We're not together no more. I'm going to go fuck with your homeboys. This, and that. Whoop-de-whoop. Hey, are you going to come pick me up? I'll never pick you up. You ain't going to never take my car again. This is that. So fuck it. What do you mean? It's really over or what? Well, is that what you want? Because, you know what I mean? You're acting like that's what you want. Man, you better fucking be outside. You better be ready when I get there. 4 Texas. That's all it took, right? Hey, over and over again. I know if this chick ever watches this, she's going to be like, son of a bitch. Sometimes she was 3 texts. It just depended on the mood I was in, right? Sometimes I got straight to the chase. Bitch, are you going to pick me up or what? Your dick probably smells like, I don't even know. Yeah, well, I'm going to take a shower when we get there anyway, so it doesn't matter. And I'm tired, so I'm going straight to sleep. So don't bother me. I was cold, and it was a cold situation. It was cold that night. The wind was blowing, right? Anyways, that's how that chick got her name Vortex. It's crazy because it started to catch on. And one day we're all kicking back right at this table. We're playing, some of us were playing spades. The homegirls were chilling, taking shots. It was a good little spot that day. We didn't have a lot of outsiders. It was just the homeboys and the homegirls, like all their old ladies. And one of my homeboys says, hey, what's up with Vortex, right? She was like, what? She started to catch on, I thought, right? But I was like, shh, fuck, bro. You're fucking my whole game up, bro. Then it's going to fuck around and be 6 texts. You know what I mean? Don't play with me like that. Sasuke, don't fuck mine's up. I ain't on yours. Don't fuck with mine. Sasuke, although yours went back in the day before she was with you, that's a different story and a different time to tell it. Anyways, with that being said, gente, that's a true bedtime story. How this notorious baddie is. She was bad, man. She still is bad to this day. She knows who she is. And those that are from Merced know exactly who I'm talking about, man. You know, we was rocking tough. You know, trip out on this, when I got out of prison, she was the chick I was with when I went to prison, right? My last case. And I picked up 4 of them. And she's the one I talked about, you know, she had all my stuff and one of the homeboys broke in, stole all my shit. Anyway, she moved on. She got her Hoover Groove on, right? And on 55th, she was somewhere else, right? But I got out and I ran into her, and best believe, man, I did the Bash Brothers, the Mario and the Luigi. You know what I mean? Mofungo. I had to get my issue on, man. She's one of them chicks that even to this day, man, I don't give a fuck who she's with. If I gave her a phone call, we'll reminisce a little bit just because the wind's blowing that way. Anyways, with that being said, gente, that's the legendary, and I mean the legendary tale of that chick Vortex, you know. A good woman. I'm not going to take nothing from her and say she wasn't good. She was a great mother and she was good people. And she sure knew how to give him a moment of silence. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose, get everything that you want coming to you. And if you like these bedtime stories, let me know, man. Drop me a message. Let me know that you keep wanting these. If not, I'll cease and desist on this shit. I'll stop. You know, but if you guys want more bedtime stories, I definitely got a whole lot of more for you. You know what it is, man. This is the gun. I hope that you guys have a productive day and that tomorrow you roll your ass up out of bed, roll that mattress up, get to busting down or take your ass to work. Either way, do something because your chick will be mad at you if you don't. You know what it is, man. Thumbs up or thumbs down. See, Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive and struggle and struggle and strive. And others can't struggle and strive like I struggle and strive. You know what I mean? I'm going to continue to do what I does, cuz, to maintain the head that wears this crown. You already know what it is, and you already know the gun with the get down. This is the gunner, man. Like and subscribe. Bang, bang. This be the illest shit I ever know.